The package arrived on a stormy Thursday evening, left on the weathered porch of my small research cabin overlooking the jagged Pacific coastline near the town of Driftwood Bay. Rain hammered the tin roof as I tore open the plain cardboard box, revealing a single white capsule in a glass vial and a sleek tube of shimmering midnight blue lipstick. A handwritten note, the ink slightly smudged, read, "They warned you about experiments like this. Ignore them. 1 pill and 1 application nightly. 30 days. The sea changes everything." No sender, no warnings, just my name in elegant script. As a 28-year-old marine biologist named Elias who spent his days tracking salmon runs and studying tidal ecosystems while my family pushed relentlessly for me to abandon pointless science and join the thriving family fishing fleet, the package felt like a rogue wave about to capsize my carefully charted life. I should have tossed it into the ocean. Instead, standing in the dim glow of my propane lantern with the salt wind whipping through the open door, I swallowed the capsule with a gulp of cool rainwater from the barrel outside and uncapped the lipstick. The deep blue glided across my lips like liquid twilight, cool and velvety, transforming my tired reflection into something quietly defiant. They had warned me about chasing the unknown. I did it anyway, and nothing in my world would ever be the same. That first night, doubt crashed over me like the breakers against the cliffs below my cabin. I lay in my narrow bunk listening to the storm rage, the faint oceanic scent of the lipstick clinging to my pillow. I had always been the cautious one, the son who pursued biology scholarships to make my late mother proud, yet endured my father's gruff disapproval and my older brother's constant ribbing about playing with fish instead of catching them for profit. The family fleet, Hale Fisheries, dominated the local economy, and they expected me to eventually captain one of the boats or handle the books. Now this mysterious experiment sat heavy in my stomach and vivid on my mouth. Journal entry scratched by flashlight. Regret already. What if this exposes the parts of me I've kept submerged? Morning light filtered through the salt-crusted windows as I prepared for a day of field sampling. I blotted most of the midnight blue lipstick away, leaving only the faintest iridescent sheen that made me hyper-aware of every breath during my solo boat outing. The sea was calm after the storm, the air crisp with brine and kelp. By midday, the capsule seemed to sharpen my focus. I noticed subtle patterns in the water samples I might have missed before. Back at the small research station on the docks, my colleague and longtime friend, Dr. Mara Klein, greeted me while sorting plankton trays. The lab smelled of salt water and ethanol. "Elias, you look like you actually slept last night," Mara said, pushing her glasses up her nose, her practical braids swinging. "New supplement? Your eyes have the spark." I set down my gear, body language guarded, arms crossed over my rain jacket. "Started something last night. Anonymous package, 1 capsule and a nightly lipstick application. I know how it sounds, but the family pressure to quit research and join the fleet has me drowning. Needed to try something radical." Mara paused, her expression shifting from surprise to thoughtful concern. "Lipstick? That's not the experiment I expected from you, the guy who plans every tide chart. They always warn about unverified stuff online. How are you holding up?" Embarrassed and second-guessing everything, I admitted, cheeks warming under the fluorescent lights. The capsule gave me unusually clear-headed dreams, and the lipstick, it forces me to confront my own face. Resistance is strong. I keep thinking Dad would laugh me off the dock. But there's this pull of curiosity too, like discovering a new current. She nodded slowly, a small smile breaking through. "You've carried the weight of Hale Fisheries' expectations since your mom passed. If this helps you surface, I'm not judging. Just promise to share the data. We've got each other in this lab." Her support steadied me through the first week. Evenings in the cabin became ritual. The capsule brought sustained mental clarity and vivid, hopeful dreams of unexplored coves. The lipstick application evolved under the soft lantern light, full midnight blue coverage, feeling the smooth pigment settle, watching how the color deepened my blue-gray eyes and contrasted my sun-weathered skin. I began small adjustments. A touch of sea salt styling spray gave my short dark hair texture and movement. I swapped my standard heavy work jackets for softer flannel shirts in deep teals that somehow echoed the lipstick's hue. A simple abalone shell pendant on a cord became a daily talisman under my collar. My posture shifted from hunched over microscopes to upright and open. Internal thoughts churned. This is foolish rebellion. But what if the version of me the fleet demands isn't the one the ocean needs? Week 2 introduced complications. The capsules amplified emotional resonance. During a community meeting at the town hall, the air thick with coffee and tension over proposed fishing quotas, I spoke up with unexpected passion about sustainable practices, my voice carrying a new resonance. Locals nodded, surprised by my conviction. Suspense built when my father called that evening, the phone crackling with static from his boat. "Elias, your brother says you're spending too much time in that lab instead of on the water. The fleet needs you for the expansion. When are you coming home for good?" I stood on the cabin porch, the midnight blue tint still faint on my lips, the ocean roaring below. "Dad, I started this experiment. 1 pill nightly and a lipstick ritual. It sounds crazy, but it's stirring things I've kept hidden. The pressure to leave science for the family business makes me feel like I'm disappearing. I'm scared of letting you down, but I can't ignore this pull." His grunt was heavy. "Lipstick? Son, they warned us about that kind of nonsense. We raised you practical. Come to the dock this weekend. We'll talk sense." The conversation left me raw. Another exchange came during a foggy morning sample run with Mara on the research skiff, the boat rocking gently with the scent of diesel and seaweed. "The experiment's deepening," I told her, adjusting the wheel. "Capsules steady my focus, but the lipstick makes every reflection a confrontation. Embarrassment hits when I imagine the crew's jokes. Yet I feel more connected to the work, more honest." Mara adjusted a net, wind tugging her braid. "You've always been the bridge between data and heart. This might be you claiming both. I warned you about untested protocols, but I see the change. It suits you." Week 3 accelerated everything. My skin gained a healthy glow from the sea air and whatever was in the capsules. Facial features appeared subtly refined. Hair took to styling with natural waves. I incorporated light moisturizer for protection, subtle brow grooming, and experimented with softer layers under my field clothes, breathable fabrics that moved with newfound ease. Outfits evolved. Fitted thermal shirts, weather-resistant vests in oceanic blues, small accessories like a wave-patterned ring. Body language opened, gestures broader, facial expressions more animated and warm. Fishermen at the docks began commenting. "Doc, you're carrying yourself different. More captain-like, but in a thinking way." A misunderstanding arose when my brother, Tomas, stopped by the lab unannounced, the space filled with the hum of equipment and salty air. He spotted the faint lipstick sheen during conversation. "Elias, what's with the lips? You going through some phase?" Dad's been worried. Heat rose, but I owned it. An experiment they warned me about. It's helping me see clearer. The family fleet is important, but my research is too. I'm not turning my back. I'm trying to find balance. Tomas shook his head, half amused, half concerned. "Just don't go too far. We need you solid." The major plot twist struck on day 24. Late-night research into the capsule's possible origins, using old lab databases, connected to my late Aunt Sophia, my mother's sister, a pioneering marine ecologist who had disappeared from family life after clashing with my father over conservation versus profit in the 90s. She had developed discrete herbal protocols and used symbolic rituals like lipstick application to maintain emotional resilience in a male-dominated field. The anonymous package had been arranged by her surviving research partner after monitoring my quiet struggles through academic networks. Completing the full documentation unlocked her final field notes and a conservation grant in my name for a community marine education center, designed to bridge traditional fishing knowledge with modern science. The experiment wasn't reckless. It was her deliberate legacy, meant to awaken the balanced perspective my father had long resisted. I sat on the cabin steps at dawn, the ocean sparkling under rising sun, the midnight blue lipstick a vivid reminder on my lips. Everything realigned. I called Mara immediately. It was Aunt Sophia. The pill and lipstick were her survival tools. The experiment they warned me about was her way of reaching across time. This changes the fleet conversation entirely. Mara's voice held awe. That's the twist no one saw coming. You're not rebelling. You're completing her work. The climax unfolded at the annual Driftwood Bay Harbor Festival on the main pier, lanterns swaying in the evening breeze, the air rich with grilled fish, music, and salt. I stood at the central stage with full embodiment of the changes, midnight blue lipstick applied boldly yet naturally under the lights, hair styled in windswept waves, a tailored field jacket over a soft collared shirt with subtle wave-etched accessories. My appearance drew warm, curious glances from fishermen, scientists, and family members in the crowd. In my address, voice clear and resonant over the speakers, I shared, I tried the experiment they warned me about. One pill and one lipstick ritual started with fear and deep resistance, but delivered an unexpected transformation. It challenged family expectations, uncovered hidden identities, and taught me that true strength flows from integration. The gradual changes, mind, body, heart, revealed a path where science and tradition can coexist. Applause rolled like waves. My father approached through the crowd afterward, his weathered face etched with new understanding amid the festival lights. Elias, your aunt tried telling me her stories before she passed. I shut them out, thinking they weakened the fleet. Seeing you here, transformed and leading, I was blind. The education center will partner with the family business. Teach the next generation balance. Mom hugged me fiercely, the scent of her familiar perfume mixing with sea air. You look like the son who finally found his true current. We're proud beyond words. Mara found me later near the water's edge, waves lapping gently. That was masterful. From that stormy delivery to this moment, how does your heart feel now? Anchored and free, I replied, smiling with deep contentment. The experiment didn't sink me. It taught me to navigate. More dialogues wove through the night. With Tomas by the bonfire. Brother, you've shown me there's more than one way to honor the water. With a young aspiring biologist, your story gives me courage to pursue my own experiments. With my father during a quiet walk along the pier, I see your mother's spirit in you now. Let's build something lasting together. Challenges persisted. A traditional fleet captain voiced doubts about the soft science center during conversations, but I navigated them with steady confidence. Progress requires listening to all voices, I responded. Over the following months, the transformation rooted and flourished. My appearance became an authentic expression, practical field clothes with intentional creative touches, subtle makeup for presentations, styled hair that caught the sea breeze, confident posture, and warm, engaging expressions. Confidence bloomed in research grants, community leadership, and personal fulfillment. Relationships deepened. Family dinners now blended stories of the fleet with conservation plans. Mara became a vital collaborator on the center. Friendships expanded through shared vulnerability and purpose. Outlook shifted from dutiful endurance to inspired stewardship, turning social and family pressures into collaborative opportunities. On a clear morning 1 year later, standing on the deck of the newly opened Sophia Hale Marine Discovery Center, the midnight blue lipstick a cherished part of my morning ritual, I looked out over the protected cove where salmon swam freely. The experiment they warned me about had not destroyed my life. It had revealed its full depth and beauty. From the powerful hook of that anonymous package through turbulent waves of embarrassment, fierce resistance, raw vulnerability, surprising revelations, and heartfelt growth, I had emerged as a more complete man. Family expectations became the harbor from which I now sailed freely. Hidden identities surfaced as guiding stars. The biologist who once measured only data now wove science with soul, heart open to the tides of possibility. One pill, one lipstick, and my life was forever changed, for the richer, the wiser, and the profoundly more alive. The ocean whispered approval as I smiled, ready for every current yet to come.